Strong showing for St. Albert's. Reese Duncan here today at Avoca finishes second. Reese, a very talented field, and you're able to come out near the top. Just your thoughts on the day?
It was pretty good. Started off a little way too nervous, but it felt pretty good.
How'd you feel once you got dialed in?
I was just trying to stay with Georgia Paulson. I was feeling a little too nervous, and I just started out way too nervous.
Yeah, really talented field here. You mentioned Georgia, talented freshman. You got Courtney Spohrer as well from Loma. What's it like running against kind of a packed field like this?
It's nice because you know where you stand. You can just stick with, and if you're feeling good, go off a little farther. If you're not feeling too good, stay off back, and you know where you're going to be.
What are some of the challenges this course presents?
There's a lot of hills, but they're pretty short, so you just have to figure out how to pace yourself up and down them.
What do you feel like you did really well today?
I felt pretty good going downhill. I just was holding up on the uphills and then kind of pushing myself downhill.
Been putting up some stellar results your sophomore year. Has it gone kind of the way that you thought maybe it would to start out?
It's gone a lot better than I thought it was. I didn't run last year, so to come out here and place pretty good, it's way better than I thought it would.
What kind of goals do you have for the rest of the year, and how do you try to attack the rest of the year?
I just want to place top 20 in as many meets as we can. We don't have very many girls, so once we get a full team out here, just help get points for the team, or not too many points for the team.
KMA's Quinn Dryer takes second here today at Avoca. Quentin, looked like a fun battle between you and Cole and Colin. You come home second. Just your thoughts?
I had seen earlier in the day that Colin was ranked in 2A, so I knew he was going to be good competition going into the meet and meet at Loma 2 weeks ago. I knew Mo Valley was also going to be good competition for our team-wise too, so both of those were goals to get today.
Yeah, what was that battle up front like? It seemed like it was pretty tight.
The Mo Valley guy and Colin, they went strong going downhill, and my stride isn't as big as theirs was, so I knew that I could hopefully get them uphill, and that was kind of my strategy for today, to let them get a little ahead and then catch them on the uphill, because they kind of struggled doing that, I noticed.
Aside from that, what else did you feel you did really well today?
I felt like I hydrated pretty well, because going into the meet we knew it was going to be a hot one, and my goal was also to stay with Colin, so I felt I accomplished that pretty well, and I tried to throw in a couple of kicks to get away from him, but he's a good runner and he finished well, and I respect that. So, yeah.
What are some of the challenges a course like this presents?
Definitely the hills. That's one of the big ones, to really work the uphills and then open your stride going downhills, and just staying in it mentally and staying with everybody else.
What's kind of the mindset the next couple weeks? We get into some really big meets there in October, and then ultimately the state meet as well. How do you try to attack those?
Definitely working way harder at practice, really getting down to the nitty-gritty and training a lot harder than we did in preseason, and just setting goals for the future meets, where we want for our time and who we want to stick with.
Logan Magnolia's Courtney Spohrer, the champion here in Avoca today. Courtney, just your thoughts on the race?
This course is always pretty hilly. It makes it very difficult, but I feel like I'm pretty strong on the hills, so this course isn't too bad for me.
Yeah, it seemed like you really got out of the gate well. Is that something that was kind of an emphasis for you coming into today?
Yeah, I always try to get out pretty early because I feel like I kind of die down towards the end of the race, so that's just kind of my strategy, get out harder and see where I go from there.
You mentioned kind of a hilly course. How does that change maybe the way you attack it as opposed to some others that maybe aren't quite as hilly?
I definitely drive up the hills and really focus on those, and then really focus on striding out down the hills.
How do you feel the season has gone for you up to this point?
Well, we had 2 of our meets already canceled, so that's kind of a bummer, but I think we're going to try to get into a couple more meets, so that should be good.
What's this team been like this year? I mean, there's some new faces in after a couple of really good years.
Yeah, so we lost like 3 of our top runners, but this year we got, I think, like 3 or 4 new girls who had never gone out for cross country, which is really great, and they're really strong runners.
How do you try to attack the rest of the season?
Just kind of focus on my time from the last meet and kind of the course on how it was, and just try to improve.
Trainers Cole Dooley gets the win at Avoca here today. Cole, looked like a fun battle, but you're able to come out on top. Just your thoughts?
Yeah, I knew coming out here it was going to be me, Quinn Dryer, and Dooley at the end, and I just hung with Quentin for the first like 2 3/4 of a mile, and then just at the end I just kicked it and came out with the dub.
Yeah, what's it like when you're kind of in that pack mentality for the lead late in a race?
It really makes it easier. It makes it feel like I'm not just like on my own, and we're all working together and getting fast times, and it helped a lot.
Talk about this course. What are some of the challenges it presents?
Very hilly course, and I struggle with hills, so it was a tough course for me to come out and run, so I'm glad with how I did.
Is that something that you've tried to continue to get better at, working on the hills?
Yeah, for sure. The first meet I came out and I just struggled really bad, so I've been working on that a lot.
How do you feel the season's gone for you up to this point?
I feel like it's gone pretty good. I've been improving every meet and gonna keep going.
Yeah, how do you try to build off these strong performances that you've put out?
I just think of my training and go faster the next week and keep going. I don't know.